is Ming Ki Chong. I'm from Lancaster University. Wrote this paper with Fahim Kwasa. Unfortunately, he's in another workshop today, so he couldn't be here. But just to start off with, this paper, basically our interest is like to find out what we can do to improve people's reading experience. But instead of going from a technical point of view, instead of coming up with a design idea immediately, what we rather want to spend time on is to first find out what people really want. So instead of going straight into something to solve something, we'd rather find out to solve exactly what people want to be solved. So what we did was that we used a user-centered design approach. We adopted a methodology from IDEO called human-centered design. There are three phases, basically the hear, create, and deliver. In this paper, most of the results are pretty much from the first phase, the hear phase, to understand what people want. So what we did is that we conducted a survey study with just people from our university. We asked people to like questions. We interviewed 7 people in total. The first question we asked was that, what features do paper books offer that digital books do not? So basically, some of these are quite intuitive and they're quite obvious actually. First one is that comfort. People find that paper books are very natural because it uses ambient light, it's easy to hold, lightweight, it's bendable. And also they're very familiar with it because it has been around for like centuries. Second point was that people also find it's tangible because it's physical, they're simple because what they see is what they get. Also, they also find it's cheap and it's disposable. It's like a magazine, once they read it, it's outdated, it's gone, it goes to a recycle bin immediately or something. And also, they also find it durable and also sentimental. They find that paper books, like if like for example, if a book was given by someone you loved, like perhaps your mother or something, you find it more, you find there's a value in it instead of like just digital book. You just download, you can copy it over and over again. So yeah. That was the first question, and the second question we asked was that, what features do digital book offers that paper books do not? Basically, this is the vice versa of the first questions. So some of the points that we got from people is that first is storage. One device can store a library of books. Second one was that people want to do information retrieval, like search by entering keywords. Also, they like it that the fact that they can rearrange stuff, like the content is there, but they can reorganize it, like changing a text font or color and so. And also, they also like to add bookmarks and annotations. It's like they can hide it whenever they want to. They only show it when it's needed. So, well, and then the third question we asked was that, if paper books could adopt digital books' characteristics, what features should be included? So basically, everyone that we asked, they told us they want search. There are 3 types of inputs that they pretty much want. It's like one is enter text to search, another one's like search by drawing a symbol, just something simple, and the third one is basically a voice. So those are 3 inputs method that we realized that people want. And also the second thing is that people actually want to see videos and interactive informations on paper. Obviously right now paper is like a static interface, but ideally what people want in the future is they want to see something that they can actually touch, or something that they can play and move around. It's like just a short video clips, they don't want something too long, or else they might as well just watch the video instead of reading the book. And then also the third point that people told us that they also want input recognition and correction, but this is more like for notebooks instead of for reading books. So what they want is that they want to maybe draw a line or circle and stuff, and then the system can correct instead of, if the line is not straight enough, the system should supposed to correct it for them. So basically, what we found out is that one thing at the moment we can do is pretty much content search, because we should have like technology to support that already, while others might not yet. So we decided to focus on content search. We sat down and we realized there are 3 design choices. One is basically electronic book readers like Amazon, Kindle, the iPad, something. But the problem is that it loses the quality of paper interface. So we decided, no, this is not good options. Next one, we can leave the paper books as this, and we just give an external device like maybe a mobile phone. So this basically, we have two separate entities. So at the end, people have to interact with both entities. And lastly, if it's possible, then we want to embed interactive interfaces into books, but this requires components that can support input and output. In the paper, I mentioned that we did a mock-up, basically using an iPhone to link to a book, but then we realized that, well, our mock-up, we had text input, using text inputs for search, but then we realized that if we're going to do that, we might as well just do a simple Google search using a phone with just a 3G connection or something. So at the end, we realized it's not feasible. So what we want to do next is actually, we will try to be different. We want to try to find out doodle search, basically it's a Google search, where people can just draw a symbol and then maybe relate that to something that they can find in the book, or alternatively voice search. So that's our next step, but we're still trying to figure out what we want to do next. So right now all we have is that we have a bunch of ideas that people want, and the next step is to find out how to get into for searching. So yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I guess any questions? Okay. Oh yeah.
I guess Google might have beaten you on potentially if they've got voice search on the iPhone. If you can simply take the content and then pass that through to them, the voice content.
Yeah. For if you have like an external device, yes, that's true. But if you have embedded, like let's say you embed a microchip inside a book or something, then that would be something different, I guess. So basically, there's like have one entity while it's digital and physical. That's what we want to look at. But right now, still deciding what components we're going to use. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
I think